Today, we delve into the 2024 NFL season of Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young. As the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, Young entered the league with immense expectations. His rookie season presented challenges, but it also laid the foundation for growth. In 2024, Young faced new obstacles, yet he showcased resilience, adaptability, and glimpses of the potential that made him a top draft choice. The Carolina Panthers' 2024 season was a testament to perseverance and adaptation. Under the guidance of head coach Dave Canales, the team aimed to build upon the experiences of the previous year. However, the season was marked by both individual and collective challenges. Bryce Young's 2024 statistics reflected the broader struggles of the team. Over 14 games, he completed 234 of 384 passes, throwing for 2,403 yards, with 15 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. His completion percentage was 60.9%, averaging 6.3 yards per attempt. While those numbers show room for improvement, they also demonstrate Young's consistency and ability to manage games under difficult circumstances. The season began with high hopes, but early losses quickly placed the Panthers in a tough spot. One significant early defeat came at the hands of the New Orleans Saints, and that game served as a wake-up call. These early setbacks put Young in the spotlight and tested his leadership and mental toughness. He was tasked with navigating a demanding professional landscape in just his second year in the league. As the season progressed, the coaching staff recognized the need for strategic changes. Adjustments were made to the offensive scheme, and personnel shifts were introduced in hopes of sparking more production. Young was asked to shoulder a heavy load while adapting to these new directions mid-season. Despite the uncertainty, he remained steady. His ability to adjust, absorb changes quickly, and still maintain control of the offense was a bright spot in a turbulent year. Toward the end of the season, we began to see that growth take shape. One of the most memorable performances came in the final game against the Atlanta Falcons. Bryce threw for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns, leading the Panthers to a thrilling 44-38 overtime win. That game was a showcase of his composure, vision, and competitiveness. It was a glimpse of what many hoped to see consistently from him when he first arrived in Carolina. And while it came late in the season, it was a strong statement. Bryce Young could perform under pressure. Beyond the stats and the box scores, Bryce's leadership stood out. His work ethic never faltered, even as the team struggled. He earned the respect of his teammates and coaching staff not just for how he played, but for how he handled adversity. He stayed even-keeled, committed to the process, and determined to improve. Those traits are difficult to measure, but they are essential for a franchise quarterback. Of course, no quarterback succeeds alone. The 2024 season also highlighted the importance of the team around him. While there were flashes of promise from individual players, consistency remained elusive. The offensive line struggled at times, and the receiving core had issues with separation and drops. Those limitations placed more pressure on Young to create opportunities on his own, often without the benefit of clean pockets or open targets. Dave Canales, in his first year as Carolina's head coach, played a critical role in managing this young offense. His approach emphasized structure and clarity, qualities that were sorely needed after the instability of 2023. His relationship with Bryce was constructive and collaborative. Together, they laid the groundwork for long-term development, even if the immediate results didn't always show up on the scoreboard. Public and media perceptions of Bryce Young's season were mixed. Early in the year, critics were quick to point out the lack of explosive plays or wins. There were comparisons to past quarterback busts, and the spotlight often felt harsh. But as the season wore on, and as the Panthers began to show subtle signs of improvement, those narratives started to shift. Analysts began recognizing that Young was growing despite the odds. He wasn't overwhelmed by the moment, he was evolving in real time. When we compare his season to those of other second-year quarterbacks in recent memory, his resilience stands out. Many young quarterbacks struggle when they're placed in challenging environments, but what separates the good from the great is the ability to adapt, to learn, and to stay focused. Bryce did all of that. He didn't make excuses. He stayed in the fight and found ways to improve, week by week. And that's what makes the 2024 season so important. It wasn't a breakout year in the traditional sense. It wasn't filled with highlight reel throws or playoff contention. But it was a year of learning. A year of maturation. A year where Bryce Young got better at being a professional quarterback, even when the circumstances weren't ideal. He showed poise, he showed character, and he showed the raw tools that coaches and teammates can build around. While the record wasn't what the Panthers hoped for, and the stat line won't jump off the page, the intangible gains, those are what truly matter. The lessons from 2024 are going to shape who Bryce Young becomes in the years ahead. And if there's one thing we learned this season, it's that he has what it takes to endure, to lead, and eventually to succeed.